let me show you guys what we're making today. I think it's just so cute. This is giving like classy Easter vibes.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So this is like a little Easter egg card, and look, that ribbon really does it for me. I just think it's such a cute element.
And honestly, Alicia and I were talking about this earlier. I truly feel like the thumbnail picture doesn't do this card justice. Like, you have to see it on camera.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it's translating well on camera.
It is. It is. Okay. I'm looking at it. It looks really, really good.
Okay, I love it. You can obviously wear, we were talking about the chinoiserie. This is that style of art. It's like a old traditional Japanese style of art. I'm sorry, Chinese style of art. And I just think it's so beautiful. The blue is one of the standout factors. They typically use this like blue ink, and we just kind of tied in that blue in the ribbon. So what we're going to do is recreate this today. And what we're mainly going to be talking about are the Cricut watercolor marker and brush sets. So these are the Cricut watercolor pens, and the way that they work is they will actually draw as if it were a regular pen. Let me open one of these so you can really see what's going on here. So they look like a fine point marker or like a felt tip marker, maybe not super fine, like a medium. And this is a 1 millimeter in the color brown. I don't know if they have thinner or thicker ones. They don't have a whole lot of options for these. They kind of give you all the colors of the rainbow and then some neutral colors. But we're going to be using those in our Cricut machine. We are using the Maker 4 today, but you can do this on any of the Cricut machines. I want to say, since the Joy takes bigger markers, right? The Joy marker holder is like bigger, like fatter than this, or is it smaller? I was gonna say if it's bigger, because I don't know why I think that the Joy markers are fatter. Anyways, I'm thinking if for some reason it's not fitting, you can always wrap a rubber band around it. We kind of did that here with this one. If you need to like make it fit into your machine. Anyways, they will work with the Maker and Explorer series, I know for show. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we've got to have our watercolor pens. You could recreate this if you just had regular Cricut pens, and you wouldn't get the watercolor effect, but you can still add the design, and the design is chef's kiss. You're also going to need some watercolor paper. Now this is an A5 size, so it's a little bit smaller than like normal, but whatever you have on hand, watercolor paper is going to work the best for these watercolor markers, because that's what it's meant for. You'll see that watercolor paper has a slightly different texture than normal paper. It's just kind of rugged. It's made to kind of absorb the paint and the water, but not in the wrong ways, right? It's there to make it look good. So watercolor paper, watercolor markers, you're gonna need some cardstocks. We, of course, are using Ashley Falco's Celebration Warehouse. This is just a standard white cardstock, and this is her gold foil cardstock that cuts like butter. She has silver as well if you're into silver, and she also has like a rainbow, kind of like those opalescent holographic colors. So check those out. We've linked her Celebration Warehouse in the description. Make sure if you guys buy anything to use our discount code. It's MGL, so you can get a discount on your cardstock. Mm-hmm. I think it's like a fat percentage.
20%.
Yeah, 20%. That's pretty big. Okay, so now we've got all of our stuff. Oh, did I say ribbon and a scoring stylus? You need ribbon, like coordinating ribbon, and you're gonna need your scoring stylus. I'd also recommend a hot glue gun for your ribbon. And you know what, while we're talking about it, I'm gonna plug it in, because if I don't, I'll forget. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys everything that you need to do. This is kind of on share screen. This is kind of the point we wanna get to. I'm gonna show you how to get there, okay? So I'm just gonna delete this out. We're gonna start from the top. And I am going to open up our Maker's Gonna Learn website, and I'm going to show you guys how to download this file from the website and then pull it into Cricut. And y'all are going to be like, man, that's so easy. I could make 100 of these. Let's go to Cut Files, and I cannot remember the name of this file. Egg card. Egg card, maybe.
Egg?
Oval egg. Oh, wait, oval egg card. Let's go there. Okay. Oval egg.
Oval scalloped card sounds so much.
We probably might should change the name. What would you guys call this? Tell us in the comments. Okay, oval egg card. Here we go. So when you find the file, we're going to just click this little downloadable icon. Now, the link is in the description, so if you're watching the replay and you're like, did they rename it? Go to the link in the description and just click that. It'll take you straight to the file. You don't have to come and search oval egg card on our website. Okay, it's gonna pop into our recent downloads, and I'm going to open up that folder, and you can see the zip file is just sitting right there. Now, if you need to unzip this and you're on a PC, you may have to right click and then extract. But if you're on a Mac, you can just double click it and it'll unzip the folder. So leave your little finder open. This box is your finder, and we're gonna go over to Cricut Design Space, and I'm just gonna pop that open. And then once you're on here, you're gonna come over to upload, and then you're gonna hit upload image, and then we're gonna drag and drop. So go back to your finder and just click it, or your file explorer. This would be your file explorer if you're on a PC. And I'm gonna click and drag that SVG in, okay? And then we're going to select continue and upload. Okay, so we have pulled our image into Design Space. So once it gets in here, there's a couple little tweaks that you have to make, and this is typical for paper projects, especially if there's multiple layers, and especially if there are multiple different operations. So when I say operations, I mean we have to cut it, we have to draw it, and we have to score it. So you're gonna be learning how to cut, draw, and score on your Cricut today. This is actually a really good beginner tutorial on the basic operations of a Cricut, because we're gonna be going over all of them.
Yep.
And it's like super simple too, okay? So the file's gonna come in all together. I know it's all together right now because over here there's only one layer, and then our little group button is highlighted. So when you hover over it, it's gonna pop up an ungroup dialog box, and that's how I know that this is grouped together. So you can even hit this little arrow down and you can see all of the sub layers underneath it. I want to kind of detach everything, so I'm going to ungroup it. So up here where those two little squares are, you're just going to click ungroup, and you can see now we have each of our layers showing, right? So if I click over here and I click on one element, it doesn't move all together. They're all kind of separate, okay? So all we've done is pull our image in and ungroup it. Next, we need to change our drawing to not be a basic cut. So it comes in as a basic cut. That is the only way Cricut will allow us to upload this entire file this way. So you wanna make sure, if it says basic cut, you're gonna come up here to the operation drop-down menu, and we are gonna change this to pen, because this is the design that we're gonna be drawing on with our Cricut watercolor pens, okay? This is what tells Cricut, hey, you need to be writing this, not cutting it. We have to tell Cricut what to do and let it work for us. Now, we need to put this onto white cardstock. The file comes in different colors just so you know the different layers, but this is gonna be going on a piece of white cardstock, okay? And I'm gonna actually click, drag, and select the design and the oval, and I'm gonna go to align and center. And actually that doesn't make it that centered. Does that look off to you?
No, it does.
Okay.
It looked centered where
This is why I use my eyeballs all the time, because I'm like, that's wrong. Okay, so I'm just gonna center it on there where I think it should go. That's good for me.
I think that's good.
That's good. Okay, and then, so you can't just stop there, because I want to show you all what would happen if we go to the make it screen. If I was like, okay, I put my design on here exactly where I want it, now I can go make it. I want to show you guys what happens just so I can really show you how it ends up. So here's our design, and then here's the little white piece that we thought we attached it to. We didn't. So we need to go back, just cancel. You need to make sure you're attaching your design to the shape that's getting cut out. So you're gonna click and drag to select both layers. I know they're both selected because they're in the layers panel. They're both highlighted in green. And then we are going to attach this way, okay? We're not flattening, we're not uniting, we are attaching. So the Cricut will cut around the egg and it'll draw in exactly where we want it on the egg, okay? or the oval, whatever you want to call it, okay? And so now we've got our little piece. I want to show you all what this looks like. Arrange, send to back. Perfect. So it's going to look something like that, okay? Now, let's go. Now, I want to zoom into this really quick because this seems a little... It's going to be cutting it really close to get this lined up. Like, I'm going to have to line this up perfectly to get it there. So I think I'm going to add an offset. Do you see what I'm saying?
What?
Look how close the border is to the inside border of that circle. I feel like it needs to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Why don't we just make it a little bigger?
Yeah.
You could add an offset and like attach the 2 layers, but I'm just making this like a hair bigger. Because I want it to touch the edges. I even actually like how that looks better.
Yeah.
Because it feels like that whole area. Okay. Cool.
The only thing is with your watercolor pen, it might fall underneath the frame just a little bit, some of your floral, but like if you're trying to take up the whole area, if you want it to look less like an egg, it will.
Yeah. And, you know, you could upsize your oval and then shrink this down just a hair. So you got a little bit more wiggle room because we don't want the watercolor coming under this rim of our border. And then
is the image crooked in any way?
Not on purpose. I mean, the image might be crooked from the graphic
actual
designer.
making of it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
Let's see. Does that look better? I tilted it.
I can't tell.
Okay.
We just had people asking in the comments.
We're going to lower the image and straighten it out. Everybody's stressing about it. Okay, I see you guys. I hear you. We're going to attach it. That's how it's going to look. And then when I send it to the back, when I send this to the back, send the whole thing back. There you go. I know that white's going to kind of go underneath the lip of the scalloped frame. Okay? I know you guys want me to do it a little bit more. You're just going to have to do that yourself. It looks good to me.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. Okay. Now, we've done our little egg shape, right? We need to work on our card. Let me move this out of the way. So, your yellow card, or your golden card, is going to have your little score line right here. But if I click on that line right now, it's telling us what? It's a basic cut, right? So we need to change that to a score. Otherwise, it's going to slice our card right in half. We don't want to be wasting cardstock, so make sure to change that to score. And again, we have to tell Cricut where to score. Just sitting it on top of the card is not telling Cricut anything. It's not a command unless we tell it to attach. So I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to hit attach. So now this is all one piece. It's going to cut our card out and it's going to score it down the middle. This is going to cut this out and then it's going to draw our design. And then this is for the back of the card. If you're wanting to add a ribbon, we're going to actually add this piece onto the back of the front piece. And then I'm going to actually duplicate this, and this can go on the inside. And these will both be cut out of white cardstock as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select them both and change them to white. Now, every time we make a card, y'all are like, how do you write on the inside? So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. Very similar to this drawing situation. We're just going to open up a text box, and I am going to write Happy Easter because this looks like an egg to me. And from there, I need to change it to a sketch font. So we're going to go to our system fonts. I'm going to type in sketch. We have a ton of these fonts on our website.
So if you aren't familiar, while she's picking one out, what our sketch fonts are those are what we like to call monoline fonts, meaning we have taken our regular fonts and made them to where you can actually draw with your Cricut. So if you are looking for fonts that you can write with your Cricut, go to our website, search sketch fonts, and anything labeled a sketch font is going to you're going to be able to write with it.
Yeah. So I have just put in the text that I want, and then from there you can see whenever you first write it out, it's changing the operation to basic cut. We need to change it to pen. Okay. And then we're going to select all of that and we are going to attach it. You can write something much more eloquent than just Happy Easter if you want to, but that's what we're going to use right now. Okay, we have what?
One thing I just do want to remind you,
What?
because you do have those two inside pieces is white and the watercolor paper is white, it's going to put it all on one mat, but you're cutting it out of two different types of material. Watercolor paper, regular paper.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
Well, let's just...
we could just show them how to move it to a different mat
Yeah.
by keeping it white.
Okay.
There we
yeah,
go.
We can do that. Okay, so let's go to, we're on the Maker 4, let's go to Make It. And then we're going to select On Mat and confirm. And this is what Lauren was talking about. So this one right here is being cut out of watercolor paper. These are being cut out of white cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to hide them. We're just going to hide them. We'll come back and cut them in a minute. And then this is our gold piece right here.
Or you can, because I don't know, can you unhide them now?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Where's the other one?
right here. Honestly, you guys, I could probably put my just white cardstock on one side and then do my watercolor paper on one side. Let's see if we can fit it. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we will put our little piece of our watercolor. This mat is not it. I pulled that out earlier and now I'm like, no, that's not it either. Oh, I think this one's good. Okay, so you can use a light grip or a standard grip mat for this. I wouldn't use a brand new standard grip mat or it's going to be super sticky. So I'm just going to put my watercolor paper here. Okay, and it is smaller, so make sure your designs are not bigger than your paper. I'm going to burnish this down and I'm going to tape it because it's thick and it makes me nervous. Got some painter's tape. You don't want anything super sticky. And I'm just going to honestly add a couple little pieces around the edges just to help me feel better about myself.
Watercolor paper is thicker than your standard. It's just got a little bit of a different texture. It just allows those watercolor pigments to
Attach. Yeah, it just looks better. You can tell a difference. I mean, y'all can try to use non-watercolor paper and see what you think about it, but I think it does better on watercolor paper. There's a hair stuck to the mat. Story of our life.
Another reason why I was saying to move it to a different mat was just to show them how to do it, but also because I do think you might have to cut it on a different cut setting.
Yeah, that's very possible.
But maybe not. We can see.
We're going to find out together.
We fitting to find out.
So I'm going to scooch this up just a little bit.
Yes, the score line has been fixed. It is not a cut, it is a score. We did that earlier in the tutorial.
Yeah. I'm just adding a crease here so I can chop this off. And, you know, this is one of those things where, like, in terms of hiding the design and moving it, that's going to all be up to you guys.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to cut this on heavy cardstock, and it's just going to be heavier cut on this, and it'll be fine.
Right.
I am going to add tape, though. Okay. Just a few little pieces will do. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now, let's go back to Design Space. So from here, and actually before I go, I just want to show you guys what Lauren was saying about moving things on the mat. If you didn't know, if you want to move to another mat entirely, you can literally just select whichever elements that you want to move, hit those three dots, and instead of hiding it, you can move it to a different mat.
No, you can select new mat.
Oh, I see. I never do that.
Yeah, that's why I was wanting you to show them, because you can add a third, fourth, fifth, however many mats you want.
Okay, let's just add.
You can just add a new white one, a second white mat.
And then confirm, and then it moved it.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. So this is really good. If for some reason these don't cut out, that should be how I would do it. I'm going to move them back, though, because I already set my mat up. Okay, that's really cool. Thank you for telling me that.
You're welcome. The only reason I was like being adamant about it is because I too also forgot that I could click that new mat up until like a month or so ago.
I mean, it's always sitting there, but I never use it.
It's always sitting there, but I never use it. And it was one of those things that I don't have to move it to an existing mat. I can create a new mat.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Continue. It's going to connect to our machine, which is not on. Let's scoot her back. Okay. Okay.
So we did have a friend ask, has anyone ever had the rubber piece that rotates the feeder on the maker stretch and get stiff? Yes, that's actually a concern for quite a few people. I've seen a few people that have had to try to change those rubber pieces out because it wouldn't pull the mat in. So if that's happening to you, there are ways that you can fix it, but it is complicated. Complicated.
Yeah.
Like it's taking your whole machine apart.
Right.
Unfortunately.
It's a little stressful.
I wish there was a better way to do it.
Okay, so I'm going to use, I said heavy cardstock, but I meant heavy watercolor. So we have this, which I don't think we're using 140 pounds. Well, actually, it'll probably tell me.
Yeah, it probably is. If it's watercolor paper.
300 GSM would be what? Oh, that's it, 140 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to cut it on. So y'all know I've got a piece of medium weight cardstock, and then I have my watercolor paper. I'm cutting on the heavier setting. We're just going to do it. I think it's going to be just fine. And then I'm going to hit done. And then it's going to tell me to load a black pen in to my Cricut this is going to be for the...
This is another issue because you have writing black and blue on the same.
But you know what? You can change the color. So if I would have to change the colors.
You'd have to go back to the mat.
Yeah. Let's just do it. So we need to change the colors because I don't want it writing on my end. Actually, I could just write with the watercolor pen on the inside of my card. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're not going to go back. But if you wanted to do 2 different colors, you can change the colors. And I can show you guys after we finish because I don't want to confuse you. So we're going to load in our watercolor pen right here to clamp A. And I am using the blue. Oh my gosh, I don't want to mark on this new Cricut. We haven't used this clamp yet, have we? I don't think we have.
Nope.
And then I've got my fine point blade in. And now we're going to load our machine. This thing is so fast, you all.
And it did actually debut at a cheaper price than the Maker 3.
Like
the Maker
$30 less.
$30 or something. The Maker 3 debuted at $429. This machine has come out at $399. And they say there's
more precision
because of new technology, but
I mean, your Cricut's pretty
I've
precise.
not seen a difference.
Yeah. I'm cuриous about like with print and cuts and things like that. How
now there may be more precision with print and cuts for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing that I've noticed is they have already stopped selling the Maker 3 on the Cricut website. Already.
Wow, that's weird.
It is you can only purchase certified refurbished machines on the Cricut website now. So I think they're strictly just replacing the Cricut 3 with the Cricut 4.
Yeah.
Like and that's the same for Explorer and Maker. You cannot buy an Explorer 3 on the website. You cannot buy a Maker 3 on the website. I think it's just a machine upgrade, and it's just upgrading a few little fixes, but nothing else is new other than the new colors.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
Okay, I have a little hack for you guys. If you have foiled vinyl or foiled paper, really in particular, and you want to burnish it down, you don't have a brayer, I like to put paper over top of it and bray it down like this because it will scratch the far out of your foiled cardstock sometimes if you have like a rough edge on your brayer. Oh, a little hack there for you. Ooh. Okay, look. I barely scraped it, and look at it. It left a mark. I accidentally scraped it. It's okay. We're not using that part. Okay. Let's cut this on medium cardstock. And it wants me to put the scoring wheel, but I'm going to use the scoring stylus. So you're just going to go to Edit Tools, hit Scoring Stylus, and hit Apply. Okay. And then we are going to load this in. And I need to put my stylus in. I should have done it before it started measuring. Okay, I think it's in there. And then we're gonna hit the go button. There you go.
I guess we got proven wrong.
I guess it's done.
Listen, I'm not saying that we obviously love the new color. We love the machine. The machine has been we've used it 2 times. This is the 2nd time using it, but so far it's been great and fast and precise, and we love it.
Yeah.
But honestly, we don't expect anything less from Cricut.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna make good machines.
Yeah. Period. Look how cute. It's already looking so cute. Okay. So now we've got our little ribbon. I'm gonna actually go ahead and cut our ribbon. Okay. So we're just cutting. I'll tell you how long it is. Should we play our game or we guess how long it is?
Yeah.
Oh, mine. I already know what mine is.
14 inches.
Oh, 18.
You think? Oh, yeah. Hold on. This is 12. I'm going to say 16.
Okay, Lauren says 16 for our ribbon length, and I say 18. We're going to measure it. Where's my handy dandy measuring? My handy dandy notebook. Whoa, guys.
We're way off?
24.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We were way off.
My skills went away.
Two rulers. That didn't look like 2 rulers to me.
No, not at all. It's the blue, obviously. Okay, so we cut a piece of ribbon, 24 inches, and we are going to start adhering our pieces. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put in our insert piece. And
what are you looking for? What do I need to go get?
I don't want to attach it with hot glue.
Okay.
Like ATG or just a double-sided gun. Double-sided adhesive gun.
Okay. Cool.
I don't want to attach this with glue. I try not to use a lot of heat, especially on this foiled cardstock. It gets so bendy, like it bends up really bad. So I just need to kind of throw that back. We're gonna glue that on with double-sided adhesive.
This is all we got.
It's fun. What's wrong with it?
I don't know if it works.
It does. It works just fine.
Okay. I was just looking for the adhesive because I don't think it's sticky. I don't even know where our ATG gun is.
I think it's good. Okay, here we go. I don't love this white with the inside color of the card, but you know, we're just gonna roll with it. So this is just a double-sided adhesive gun. Like a tape gun, basically. Okay. Now that that's in, we are going to, let's go ahead and watercolor this before we add it in. Yeah, we're gonna watercolor it first. So we've got our little piece right here. I've got my watercolor brush. So like I said earlier, this has water here and then it comes out the tip. You guys can't see that, but I can see the water coming off. And all you're gonna need to do is come in here and you're gonna start going right over top of these lines, okay? And you're just going to completely paint over all of it. And it starts to look like a watercolor painting. I love it. Okay, let's try it again. I'm gonna lay this right here. Okay.
As far as the brush on the actual water pen, if you'll just take it and like back and forth on a piece of paper towel, it will get that extra color off.
Yeah. I am gluing the top first. Okay. She's so cute. And then I have a precision tip glue gun, so I'm just gonna go in here around this edge. Not me gluing it closed, you guys. Not me gluing it closed. This is... Oh no, it's just stuck on this one little area. So you've got to be careful smushing it in like that. I think our better tactic would be to lay it flat like this and kind of apply pressure this way. That way you don't accidentally glue it together. So let's try that again. I'm going to flip this over. I'm just going to add the glue all the way around here. You just have to work so fast with a hot glue gun because it will dry. And it's so, you remember how we made it a little bit bigger? It's still so close to like, I could have made it even bigger, you know?
Right.
So you got to get that glue really close to the edge. And you want it to look clean, so I'm going to clean up all those little spider webs. Okay. I'm going to reattach this up here. My glue was not close enough to the border. Okay. Got some blue on here, but it's fine. I mean, that looked pretty cute. Now the bow, I feel like the bow is really like what does it. So we cut our bow already, right? I need to add it to the back of here. I'm thinking that's pretty dry now, yeah. I'm gonna add that to the back here. I don't like that the whites are not the same. That's bothering me. If I was making this and we weren't on a show right now, I would recut this in
a different color.
Literally any color. I would cut it like in literally any color.
Any color, but whites that don't match.
Like there's 3 different shades of white here and it's killing me. Okay.
Ooh, a baby blue would be very pretty.
Yes, a baby blue on all the inside would be pretty. So I'm just going to add a glue dot right here. I'm going to take my ribbon, just take one end of your ribbon, and we're going to attach it. And then we're going to attach this over top of it. I would do a different color. The color is not cute. But we are fully committed here. And then I'm just going to add, like I said, I don't like to use hot glue here, but I want to make sure that that ribbon doesn't come out.
Somebody said you could cut out from the foil.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
That would be very cute.
I just want to sandwich this in. Okay. And then for the other one, I have a little bit of an opening because, you know, we just used that ATG. What I'm going to do is just lift this up. And you can actually get like an exact spot. I'm just going to kind of put my finger where that ribbon is. And then I'm going to apply glue there. And we're going to glue the other end, and then we're going to cut this. Little purse. Okay. And then from there, you can kind of hold it taut. Those scissors are actually awful.
I'm pretty sure those are the ones that I got out of the trash because Tanner threw them away, and I just came in and I was like, why are the scissors in the trash?
Yeah, they suck. And then you would just tie it. You just tie it up, and then you have a cutie little card. I love this. I think this is such a cute little handmade gift.
I think it is adorable, y'all. This is so cute, and I can't wait to see you all recreate this. I want to look at it up close. I love the water. I wish that you all could really see the detail in the watercolor, because you have your main lines that still kind of stay, but like adding that water and doing the watercolor, it really elevates it. I would be so happy to receive a card that looked like this.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I would keep it forever.
Forever.
Forever.